This week, there's a lot going on astrologically, including a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. All of this, an empowered moment and more in my new energy forecast for the week of Monday, September 16th through Sunday, September 22nd, 2024. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, here to do your weekly energy update. So for this week, we're going to be using the Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti for the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from The Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle deck by Abiola Abrams. So there's a lot going on this week, but before we get into that or looking at your stones of choice, let's settle in and do an empowered moment. So close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you exhale, relax your body, clear your mind, and balance your soul, making sure your feet are flat on the floor or ground if that's possible. Legs uncrossed, sitting with your spine straight, but yet your body's relaxed. And just focus on your breathing and focus on your breath. Visualize golden white light all around you. And this is the golden white light of unconditional love and peace, compassion and guidance, protection and healing. Take in a deep breath and imagine you're breathing in that golden white light into every cell of your body. And as you exhale, letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs. Now, this is a busy week astrologically, and this is a week where we have a full moon. And not only is it a full moon, but it's a lunar eclipse, which magnifies and intensifies the energy. And it's in Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. So this is a time of completion, an ending of a cycle, releasing and letting go, healing, transmuting, transcending. This can bring up dreams or even situations in our daytime living reality that deal with past lives, past relationships, past life karma. This is a time of clearing, cleansing, releasing and letting go. So think of a pattern, an emotion, a thought, a belief system, and maybe even a situation in your life right now that you'd like to release and let go, that you'd like to heal and transcend. Hold that idea, that thought form, that vision firmly in your mind, and make sure it's something that you want to really release and let go. Or perhaps it's something that you want to heal. Perhaps it's a pattern that you'd like to transcend. So take in a deep breath now as you envision that energy or that circumstance, breathing the highest vibration of healing light into it as you inhale. And as you exhale, blowing that situation, that energy, that thought form, belief system, that pattern out to the universe. And asking the angels and the healers of the highest vibration of light to take that energy, that situation, that emotion, that thought form, to take it up and away where it can be transmuted to the highest vibration of light, where it can be released and let go, where you can transcend this energy and no longer carry it in your energy field. Taking one more deep breath and feeling assured with a sense of faith and trust that the universe, your angels, your guides, is assisting you right now with this energy. And as you take one more breath, when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and return to this time and place and space. And let's get ready to look at our stones of choice. So go with what feels right. I didn't write a lot of keywords down on these stones, but we'll give you some basics. But go with what feels right in your gut. Even if you like another one of these 3 crystals, but something else calls to you this week, that's the one you should go to for that special message. This is a rose quartz, kind of like a rose quartz tower, isn't it? And rose quartz, we know, connects with the heart chakra. It connects with love and relationships, connects with self-nurturing, self-healing, and self-love, and issues of self-worth as well. Okay. And stone number 2 is amethyst. It's a nice amethyst point. And amethyst relates to the crown chakra, claircognizance. It relates to dreams. It relates to the spiritual realm, angels, guides, higher intuition, wisdom, knowledge. A lot of nice healing with that as well. And then stone number 3 is a slab of lapis lazuli, actually both sides, lapis lazuli. And I always think of this as the priestess stone, so that's what's coming to me, this is to get into and embody the energy of the priestess within. Of course, it relates to the third eye chakra, psychic abilities, inner vision. This is a stone that is for healing of your mind, because it relates to that third eye chakra as well, but more like healing of the intuitive mind. And again, this embodies that energy of getting in touch with your inner priestess energy. This is a blue stone with gold flecks in it. It always reminds me of like the stars in the night sky, right? The sparkling stars is that the little gold flecks within the lapis. So again, your stones of choice are the rose quartz, the amethyst, point, had a box fall over there, and the last one is the lapis. Okay, so there's a lot going on this week, so let's dive into it, shall we? On Monday the 16th, we have Venus, planet of love and relationships. She also rules money and finances and personal resources and values and our sense of self-worth. But she's right now in the sign of Libra, the partnership sign of Libra. So Venus in Libra right now is really focusing on all of these one-on-one relationships that we have right now in our lives. On Monday, she's opposing Chiron, the wounded healer. This might bring up some old past life wounds between us and another person. Might be bringing up some past life wounds regarding our perception of relationships in general. So it can be within ourselves as well, as far as those perceptions and whatnot, those belief systems, old patterns that we play out in relationships. But oftentimes when there's an opposition, like this is Venus opposition Chiron, it usually plays out with other people in our lives so that those wounds can kind of come to our attention. On Tuesday, this is probably the biggest day of the week, but yet there's so much else going on the rest of the week. But on Tuesday the 17th, we have that full moon lunar eclipse, 25 degrees Pisces. If you're a Pisces, a Virgo, a Sagittarius, or a Gemini, this lunar eclipse is going to affect you maybe more so than some of the other signs, but that's not always even necessarily the case, because you have 25 degrees Pisces somewhere in your chart. Maybe it's your ascendant, maybe it's your midheaven, maybe it's in the 12th house, you know, that deals with the spiritual realm and past lives. It falls somewhere, and there could be other planets around that 25 degree Pisces mark, or connecting by another sort of aspect with 25 degrees Pisces. So it could definitely affect anyone in a very powerful way. Now, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and we spoke of this in our short meditation in the beginning, that this is a time of completion. Last sign of the zodiac, it's a time of endings, healing, releasing, letting go, completion, faith, trust, surrender, go with the flow. And the fact that it's a full moons are about releasing and healing. The eclipse magnifies the energy and makes it last a lot longer. Usually a full moon is going to last until the next full moon, as far as what sign it's in, or at least that full moon energy of completion and healing and releasing is lasting until the next new moon, which is 2 weeks later. But this eclipse energy, it spans out for a longer period of time, sometimes even until the next set of eclipses, which isn't until the beginning of next year, 2025. So whatever this eclipse kind of shakes up, so to speak, whatever it activates in your chart, is something that over the course of the weeks and maybe even the months to come, we're going to see the events unfolding, the situations, the emotions, the feelings, the belief systems, the events will continue to unfold to show us what that is all about. Now, this particular lunar eclipse does connect with a lot of planets too. It's in conjunct, which is a difficult aspect, which means we have to adjust something. We have to adjust something to make the energies work better for us. But it in conjuncts Venus, the planet of love and relationships, which she's highlighted all this week once we get to the rest of the weekly energies. This lunar eclipse also challenges by a square aspect Jupiter. And Jupiter is about our belief systems. It's about the big vision. It's about our perspective. And it right now is in Gemini, mutable Gemini, which is changeable, vacillating, all over the place, not grounded. So full moons usually kind of, again, magnify the emotional energy. With Jupiter and Gemini, it's sort of magnifying the mental energy. So this is a really big deal with this connection. And then the lunar eclipse sextiles Uranus, the great awakener, the planet of sudden and unexpected change or redirection, freedom and liberation. A sextile is a positive aspect, so this might bring in some opportunities to liberate yourself from something. Maybe it's a pattern, maybe it's a situation. It could awaken some gifts within you as well, since this lunar eclipse is in Pisces, and Pisces does rule the spiritual realm, our psychic abilities, our healing abilities. So it could awaken something within us as well. And then this lunar eclipse connects with Neptune, who's also in Pisces. And Neptune rules the spiritual realm. It rules the intangible, the unseen. It rules our guides, our angels, our higher self, the universe itself, basically, which is all about magic and miracles. But sometimes with Neptune, we can wear rose-colored glasses and get a little confused and ungrounded and unfocused. And then lastly, this lunar eclipse is going to sextile Pluto. And again, sextile is an aspect where there's opportunities that come in. And with Pluto, there's opportunities for death and rebirth situations, which is like endings and new beginnings. There is a possibility for transformation and regeneration, rebirthing yourself or rebirthing your life in some way. So this is a really big deal, this lunar eclipse. And now it happens on Tuesday again, but we're going to feel it all this week and again into the weeks to come. On Wednesday the 18th, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental realm, thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communications, in his home sign of Virgo. He's finally out of his shadow from that Mercury retrograde, but he's opposing Saturn on Wednesday. And Saturn is about limitations, restrictions, delays, karmic lessons, responsibility. He's here to teach us something. And Saturn is in Pisces, which is not a favorite place for him to be because Saturn wants to be really grounded in the third dimension, and Pisces is about the spiritual dimension. So this opposition can bring up a need to communicate with other people. But we have to be clear, and to be clear, if we're communicating with another person, we have to be clear ourselves about what it is we want to communicate, what it is that we really feel or what we really think. And I think a lot of us maybe in these last few weeks and maybe even months have been a little confused about that. So get clear, take responsibility for how you feel and how you think and what you believe. And then again, this opposition usually plays out with other people. And then on Thursday the 19th, we have the Sun in Virgo, and it's in a positive aspect to Uranus, the Great Awakener, who's in Taurus. So they're both in practical, grounded earth signs. However, Uranus likes to shake things up, and Uranus is like a lightning bolt of aha moments and revelations and quick redirections and change. So even in Taurus, he's not, the most grounded. He's less grounded in some of the other signs, but still, we might have, again, this awakening about ourselves because it's with the sun, and the sun is about ourself and our ego and our gifts and our expression out into the world. And so I feel like we might have a lot of insights during this time. On Friday the 20th, we're back to Venus in Libra. And Venus in Libra, the planet of love and relationships in a partnership sign, is in conjunct to Uranus. So again, Uranus brings freedom, liberation, independence, change, and redirection. So the divine feminine with Venus here is feeling a little antsy. Venus in Libra wants things to be balanced and equal and harmonious. She wants equal give and take because that's what Libra, the scales, are all about. But with Uranus, if she's not getting that, she's going to want to be a little bit more independent at the very least, and she might want to free or liberate herself at the extreme. So, and again, coming on the heels sort of that lunar eclipse, there's a lot of things that are transpiring. Also on Friday the 20th, we have the Sun in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. So now we have another opposition that plays out with other people, and the Sun in Virgo is very logical and analytical and in the mind. But again, opposing Neptune, it brings in a little confusion, delusion, illusion, wearing rose-colored glasses, uncertainty. And that's playing out again in our interactions with other people. Saturday the 21st, and this is early on, so we might feel this Friday. Mercury in Virgo, again, the planet of the mental realm, is in a challenging square to Jupiter in Gemini. So again, Mercury in Virgo wants to be logical and practical and analyze things and look at all the little details. Jupiter in Gemini is expanding into all these possibilities, expanding into various perceptions and probabilities and even opportunities, but this is a challenging square. So we might feel a little overwhelmed, a little anxious, a lot of nervous energy, feeling ungrounded, and just again, uncertainty with what it is that we really think or believe. Also on Saturday, Venus in Libra, relationship planet, is in conjunct Neptune. So again, there's some adjustments that we're having to make in the realm of relationships and how we really see them. And really with Neptune, it's about looking at it from a higher spiritual perspective. Like I might be really mad and frustrated at this person, or maybe even I, feel like this isn't going to work, but yet there's an unconditional love, which is Neptune, for this person. I unconditionally love this person. I have compassion for what they're going through, and I see it from a higher spiritual perspective. So that's part of how Venus with Neptune can act there. Also on Saturday, Mercury in Virgo is in conjuncting Chiron, and Chiron brings up those past life wounds and traumas. And with Chiron being in Aries, it's about the self, our sense of independence, our self-sufficiency, our courage, our confidence. And this might be something that's going on within ourselves where we're ruminating on something, thinking about something, analyzing something, and really moving through like this healing process on a mental body level. The last thing that happens on Saturday, the 21st, the Sun in Virgo is in a positive connection to Pluto, planet of power, planet of potent transformation, planet of death and rebirth. And so we're going to feel more empowered, or perhaps we're taking our power back. Maybe we're taking our power back in a situation, but it could also be that we're taking our power back with our own like negative thoughts, with our own patterns, with our own ways that we've operated until this point. And then on Sunday, the 22nd, we've got the Sun moving out of Virgo and into the sign of Libra, signifying the fall equinox. Of course, the Sun is going to be in Libra until October 22nd, so it's there for a whole month, focusing on and highlighting all sorts of one-on-one relationships with romantic partners, with friends, with family members, with maybe even business partners and co-workers and people we work with. Also on Sunday, Venus in Libra. So again, we have relationship planet. You can see how Venus is popping up here again and again and again. And she's challenging Pluto on Sunday. So again, Pluto's about power and control on his shadow side. That death and rebirth and power and control stuff. So Venus, the divine feminine in partnership, relationship-oriented Libra, wants her due. She wants things to be equal and balanced. She wants compromise. And so she might stand in her power or take back her power regarding a disempowering situation. And then to end off the week, Venus will move out of Libra and into the sign of Scorpio, where it's going to be until October 19th. Now, Venus in Scorpio until October 19th, she's definitely taking back her power now. She's owning her power. She's utilizing her power, hopefully not in a controlling or obsessive or dark sort of way, although she can go to that side. But instead, the positive of Venus and Scorpio would be the mysterious and the magical. It's like that priestess energy that I talked about a little bit earlier when I was showing you the stones of choice, right? The lapis and the priestess energy, and really being in one's power, the divine feminine power. She's going to be magnetic. So she's going to be able to magnetize blessings or situations or opportunities to her. She's going to be mysterious, which is kind of alluring to other people sometimes. And she's just going to be really heightened with her empathic and clairsentient ability as well, which is clear feeling, being able to feel those energies and even project those energies. She, in this sense, she'd be a powerful healer. Like if you do Reiki or energy work of any kind, Venus and Scorpio really allows us to project that positive healing energy. She can also project some lower vibrational energy as well. So you just have to be careful with that Venus and Scorpio. All right, so that was a lot astrologically. Let's go ahead. We've got just as many cards as far as the reading goes. So let's jump in and take a look at those. The first card here that comes up is Major Arcana 6 and the Lovers. No big surprise because Venus was highlighted again and again and again this week, and Venus does rule love and relationships. So this card is ruled in this deck by Gemini, which is interesting because we don't think of love and relationships to be a Gemini-ruled thing, because Gemini rules the mental realm and logic and analysis and learning and information. But what this does also speak to is that in relationships, there's choices, because this is the sign of the twins, which means two or more possibilities, two or more paths, needing to make a decision, maybe vacillating back and forth like Gemini sometimes does. Looking at all the facts, looking at all the information and really analyzing it all. Again, Gemini rules the mental realm and our thought processes about it all. So this card came out with a second card. There was 2 and 2 and 2 cards because there's such a busy week astrologically. And let's see what comes out with the Lovers, which focuses on relationships. So card number 2 is also a major arcana. This is major arcana 18, and it's the Moon card. And the Moon is ruled by Pisces, which again is that spiritual realm, the unseen, the intangible, the mystery, the surrender, the faith, the trust, our psychic abilities, our intuition, our healing abilities. And the Moon is often related to our intuition. It's often related to our subconscious, especially. We see the 2 wolves here. We see the water. So the water is the emotional realm, the emotional body. So here we've got a Gemini-ruled Lovers card, which is the mental body or the mental realm. And now we have a Pisces-ruled water sign, water in the card, with the Moon. And this is highlighting the emotional realm. Now, the shadow side of the Moon, the positive side we mentioned, the intuition and the healing on a subconscious level. But the shadow side is about fears and insecurities on a subconscious level. And Pisces is relating to maybe past lives or past life situations and circumstances. In this case, the past life situations and circumstances are probably relationship oriented. And again, this doesn't necessarily just mean romantic. This can be friendship. This can be family. This can be even business in a sense. Now, this is saying that we've got some subconscious healing to do. Our dream time, especially with that lunar eclipse, our dream time might be active. So pay attention to your dreams and at least the essence or feeling of your dreams. If you don't remember them, how did it make you feel? You know, was there any kind of totem animals or things that were shown to you in the dream? And really pay attention. This can be a waking time thing too, though. So again, subconscious fears and insecurities about relationships might be rising to the surface. We see kind of this portal here, and there's a lot of bats. There's some bats here that are flying either into or out of the portal. And bats are about transformation. So we're talking about transformation on the emotional level, transformation on the subconscious level regarding our fears and insecurities, our thoughts and belief systems with Gemini about relationship matters. All right, let's look at the next set of 2 cards. The next set of 2 cards, the first one is the Queen of Cups. So, you know, we know the Queen is the divine feminine, right? The Cups is the suit of emotions and feelings and intuitions and empathy. So really that speaks in and of itself, right? So this is the divine feminine embodying her emotions, you know, getting in touch with her feelings, paying attention to her gut feelings and intuition, paying attention to those subconscious things, subconscious emotions that are rising to the surface. If making decisions, paying attention to what feels right? Not what seems logical, but what feels right. And what is your intuition telling you? Okay, so this is really a focus again on the emotional energy, the healing energy. Not surprising, again, because that full moon lunar eclipse is in Pisces, which is a water sign, and cups is the suit of water. Let's see what message came out with that Queen of Cups. We have the 4 of Swords. Now, the 4 of Swords, this is ruled by Jupiter in Libra. So Jupiter is about our belief systems. Libra is about relationships. So what are your belief systems about relationships? What is your belief system about codependency, which is a Libra thing? What is your belief system about compromise and equal give and take? And are you getting that in your relationships? Now, the 4 of Swords, Swords is the suit of the mental realm, thoughts, ideas, perceptions. this woman looks like she's taking a little break. It's almost like she feels a little overwhelmed. She's lying down, she's taking a rest, she's taking a break. It's just too much, right? So the Four of Swords can mean that we feel stuck in a pattern or stuck in a belief system, stuck in ruminating on a thought or a situation over and over and over again. And we just need to step back from that. We need to take a little bit of a break from that. Again, this can be feeling previously overwhelmed by all the energies that are going on, and we just need to take a time out. This is like taking a time out here. And we've got 3 swords crisscrossing down here at the bottom, but this 4th sword, it's like she's lying on top of the 4th sword, but if, you know, and looking at it a certain way, it almost looks like it's going through her heart, you know? And so this would be like feeling hurt, right? Feeling hurt by some sort of emotional relationship situation. And it might just be that her emotions are so overwhelming that it's time to just step back and, you know, again, take that break and look at things from a higher perspective, which is Jupiter as well. Jupiter's about our belief systems in Libra, about relationships, but it's also about looking at everything that's going on from a higher spiritual perspective. And so maybe we need to just kind of stop for a moment with the 4, be grounded, be practical, be organized, and just take a moment to really look at what's really going on from a spiritual standpoint. And maybe rather than communicating right away or responding right away in a situation, maybe I just need to take a step back and let some of these energies settle a little bit, which would be a great idea since there is so many energies going on. And even after this eclipse, a lot is unfolding. It'd maybe be best to just wait before, again, responding or communicating anything for a few days. And then the last set of 2 cards, let's see. We got Major Arcana 16, the Tower card. The Tower card is ruled by Mars, the planet of energy, action, and forward movement, but he's also the warrior planet, okay? So this is kind of the warrior energy. There's a lightning bolt of sudden unexpected realizations, revelations, unexpected situations, change, redirection that kind of comes in. And that kind of sums up the Tower pretty good. The Tower card, you can see it's the structures in your life that seem set, it's like, you know, my home and family is set. My relationship feels good. My job is working wonderfully well. But then the Tower card comes up and Mars the warrior comes in with his lightning bolt and boom, things change in an instant. Now this tower isn't as scary as some other Tower cards and some other tarot decks. It doesn't look like it's crumbling. It's not on fire. There's nobody jumping out of the windows that I can see. There is the lightning bolt for sure, but this one has like light shining down upon the tower. So again, it feels like it's more about revelations and realizations and aha moments and oh my gosh, I got it. Or oh my gosh, I see it now. You know, and that could be realizations with your own patterns. That could be seeing something within a relationship that you didn't see before. Having a realization about a situation that maybe you didn't before. But this again looks like the universe has our back. You know, spirit, the angels, guides, our higher soul self is highlighting something for us. Whatever's being highlighted, yes, there's going to be some major external changes because the Tower card does bring major external changes, but it feels like it's going in a good direction. It feels like it's definitely for the better, okay? And it's definitely going to help us to move forward like Mars, the warrior, wants to do. Now let's see what comes out with the Tower card. Okay, this is Major Arcana 21. So very powerful, very potent energies. This is the last of the Major Arcana. This is signifying the completion energy, the end of a cycle energy, letting go of something, healing something. It's usually on a soul level. So it does deal with past life karmic lessons and circumstances. It's ruled by Saturn, who is the planet of karmic lessons and responsibility and trying to teach us something. He's the teacher of karmic lessons. And in the middle of this world card is the Fool, which brings us back to Major Arcana 0, the Fool card, which is about taking a leap of faith, having trust, and stepping into a new beginning. So we're almost to the new beginning. In fact, we're going to have a new moon solar eclipse in 2 weeks from the lunar eclipse, which is going to be in the partnership sign of Libra. And new moons are about new beginnings, okay? So this Fool is saying there's a new beginning around the corner, but first we have to move through this ending, this completion, this karmic completion of an old pattern, an old cycle, an old way of viewing something, an old way of experiencing something, an old way of acting, an old way of feeling. And yes, it could be about relationships as well, that they're karmically coming to a completion point, or at least the way they used to operate is coming to a karmic completion point. And maybe that relationship can then be reborn, so to speak, into something new, something better, something different. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So I'll give this a quick little shuffle here, the secrets of the ancestors. And the first stone of choice was the rose quartz. So I'm going to close my eyes so I can't see the bottom on the camera because that will distract me. So the rose quartz people, special message for rose quartz people. This one's calling my attention. And we've got the patriarch and being unapologetic. This is sort of like the Emperor card. This isn't a tarot deck, but it's sort of like the Emperor card in the Major Arcana. It's number 4. The Emperor is the 4th Major Arcana. It is the Patriarch, so we're talking about masculine energy here. When I think about the term the Patriarch, it has that connotation of maybe being a little bit controlling or directive or whatnot. Now, this doesn't have to be a negative because like the word says at the bottom, unapologetic. This maybe is you coming into your masculine energy because we all have feminine energy, we all have masculine energy, and maybe you just need to, first of all, have better boundaries because the number 4 is going to have some really good boundaries, and just be who you are, say what you need to say. Doesn't mean you have to be mean about it, but you have to speak your truth and kind of be unapologetic. It's like, this is who I am, this is what my truth is, this is what I want. This is what I expect. Again, not in a mean or controlling way, but in a very practical and grounded way. And let me take a look here at the picture. Got lots of colors in here. And, he looks sort of like a shaman in a way, which you don't really see with the Emperor card so often, because he's got his eyes kind of closed. He's got a feather coming out of his cap. So it just reminds me of kind of being this very grounded, unapologetic, this is what I think, and this is how I feel, and this is what I want, and this is what I expect. This is who I am kind of person. And I feel like this is the divine masculine. Let's say the divine masculine instead of the kind of patriarchal, controlling, domineering masculine. This is the masculine part of us that has confidence, that has courage, that knows what he or she wants and just takes action appropriately for it, or just speaks his mind or speaks her mind in order to express that energy. So that seems to be, which is interesting because that full moon lunar eclipse is in Pisces, and that's very feminine energy, right? But this is, and maybe it's because you've operated in that divine feminine so much and for so long that maybe you need to embody a little bit of what I'll call the divine masculine here and be a little bit more action oriented and kind of being in your own sense of authenticity and leadership and take charge ability. to make your life the way that you want your life to be. All right, let's put that back in the deck. The second stone of choice was the amethyst point. Special message for the amethyst people for this week. Amethyst, this one's calling my attention. This is the creature of fire. This has been coming out a lot lately when I've been doing intuitive readings for people, in which, by the way, you're certainly welcome to go onto my website, Sacred Soul Empowerment, and kind of check out the services, because this is a week of rockin' and rollin' energies. You might need a little bit of guidance. But the creature of fire says choose freedom at the bottom. Choose freedom. Now, the creature of fire, again, it's like a tarot card, even though it's not a tarot card. It's like the Knight of Wands. The Knight is a younger energy, a vital energy, a vibrant, passionate, fiery energy. And you can see the fire in the card here. And this is the suit of fire. The Knight of Wands moves fast, moves quick. Again, a very creative, very much a visionary, very passionate about what he or she wants and how to go about getting it. It does say choose freedom. So we do have a message about that liberation, freedom energy here going on. There's a lot of red and orange and yellow in this card. So we're dealing with the bottom three chakras. The root chakra, your sense of security and stability. Your sacral chakra, your creative self-expression, a passion, goddess energy. And then the solar plexus chakra with the yellow, personal power, confidence, courage. And the Knight of Wands, or the creature of fire, would definitely embody all of those things. It's a real, again, fast-moving energy. So if this is a situational thing where you're taking action on something, it's going to happen really fast. It's going to move really fast. It's going to unfold very quickly. And he looks like, he's kind of in this stance of like the warrior a little bit, right? And so he's ready. He's ready to go. He's ready to move forward. He's ready to take that action. All right, let's put that back in the deck. And then the last stone of choice was the lapis lazuli. So special message for the lapis people for this week. Lapis people, this one's calling my attention. Ooh, the star card. Again, not a tarot deck, but you can see where a lot of these are embodying tarot cards. Now, this is number 17. Major Arcana 17 in the tarot deck is the star card. It says at the bottom, spiritual rebirth. I love it. So the star card, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes for the future. First, we have to close out an old cycle before we can get to the future of our hopes, dreams, and wishes. But this is saying to wish upon a star, to really reach for the highest level of what you can attain on a spiritual level, to be your spiritual energy. This might be talking about starseed energy. So perhaps you're a starseed, or just coming into or embodying your starseed qualities, or meeting up with other starseed people, friends, associates. Your tribe is coming together. This is kind of like the waters of life. Now, this is not a water card, but she's kind of like Aquarius. In fact, Aquarius would rule the star card. Aquarius, not being a water sign, but an air sign, is like the waters of the universe, which is like the waters of life. The waters of prana are being poured out to us, towards us, around us, to aid us in our spiritual movement forward. This is about hope. This is about inspiration. This is a beautiful, beautiful card here. Looking at some of the other symbology here. There's a lot of like flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers those are, but they're white. And so their purity, their crown chakra, receiving higher wisdom, knowledge, guidance, claircognizance, the aha moments again in revelations that are coming in. She's not, she's scantily clothed, but it's like this goddess energy, right? So she's like laying herself bare, but in a positive way. It's like, I'm going to be my most authentic self. I'm going to be vulnerable, and I'm going to move towards what my dreams are and really embody those dreams. All right, so that is our weekly reading. I know it was a little bit longer, but there was a lot going on, so it took a little bit longer. Thank you for hanging in there. And I send you all lots of love and light and blessings, and can't wait to meet with you next week. We're getting near the end of this month of September. October 2nd is that new moon solar eclipse. So pretty soon we'll have an October monthly reading as well coming up. So stay tuned for all of that, and sending you much love. Namaste, everyone.